Hello friends, have you ever noticed that the most successful traders often appear extremely calm when the market is moving aggressively up and down? When everyone else is making decisions in panic, some traders still manage to think with complete clarity. But why does that happen? We've always heard the saying, there is power in calmness. But why is a calm mind so important in trading? Today we'll understand lesson 26 from Learn to Cultivate a Calm Mind. In this video, we'll learn how a calm mind can completely transform your focus, discipline, decision-making, and overall trading performance. So let's begin today's extremely important lesson. Friends, whenever we talk about good mental health, most people think about happiness, excitement, motivation, and energy. But according to true trading performance doesn't come from excitement alone. It comes from having a calm and stable mind. A calm mind is a mind that is not filled with unnecessary thoughts, a mind that is not drowning in fear, frustration, or overthinking, and a mind that can stay fully present in the moment. Because in trading, the biggest advantage is not just information, it is clarity. Only when your mind is calm can you see the market for what it truly is, not the way your fear and emotions are making it appear. Let's understand this with a simple trading example. Imagine you just took a big loss. Now multiple emotions start running inside you. Anger, guilt, frustration, and fear. Your mind keeps repeating thoughts like, what if my next trade also goes wrong? Today is just not my day. Maybe I'm not a good trader. Now think about this. In that mental state, will you really be able to analyze the next setup objectively? Probably not. Because at that moment, your focus is no longer on the market. It is trapped inside the emotional noise running within you. And this emotional noise slowly destroys a trader's clarity. Friends, the market already contains enough noise on its own. There are opinions everywhere, fear, greed, breaking news, and constantly moving candles. But if there is noise inside your own mind as well, then making the right decision becomes almost impossible. A disturbed mind reacts to every small movement, but a calm mind only notices what truly matters. And this is the difference between average traders and consistently profitable traders. Because many times, the best strategy doesn't win, the calmest mind does. Friends, in today's world, our minds rarely get the chance to feel truly calm. The moment we wake up in the morning, the first thing we reach for is our phone, and then the cycle begins. Scrolling through social media, checking notifications, watching YouTube videos, listening to music, spending hours in front of screens. Our attention remains occupied by something all day long. There's information everywhere, noise everywhere, and everything is fighting to capture our focus. Slowly we become so addicted to constant stimulation that even a few minutes of silence start feeling uncomfortable. At every moment, something is trying to entertain us. But here's an important question. Even after all this stimulation, why do we still not feel true inner peace? The mind remains trapped in restlessness, distractions, and emptiness. The lesson says that when we don't have any external stimulation, we immediately label it as boring. But many times, boredom does not mean the world is boring. It simply means that our mind has forgotten how to stay peaceful. And this becomes extremely dangerous in trading. Think about it. The market is completely quiet. Volatility is low. No clear setup is forming. But your mind starts becoming restless. An inner voice says, it's been so long since I took a trade. Let's just enter a small position. And that is where overtrading begins. You start taking trades that were never even part of your plan. Just to feel some excitement, you begin taking unnecessary risks. And after some time, that same excitement turns into stress, losses, and frustration. Friends, many traders believe that their biggest enemies are fear and greed. But many times, their real enemy is boredom. Because a quiet market makes them uncomfortable. They feel that if they are not doing something, they are falling behind. But professional traders understand one important truth. You do not need to take action on every candle. Sometimes, the most powerful decision is to do nothing. Always remember, trading is not about constantly placing trades. Trading is about patiently waiting for the right opportunity. And that patience only develops when your mind learns how to stay calm. So the next time the market becomes slow and you start feeling bored, instead of jumping into a random trade, ask yourself one question. Am I truly bored, or has my mind simply forgotten how to tolerate peace? Because the day you become comfortable with silence and calmness, your trading will become far more disciplined than ever before. Friends, a true professional trader is someone who learns how to sit patiently with a calm and disciplined mind for long periods of time. The lesson says that boredom slowly weakens one of the most important strengths a trader can develop. And that strength is intuition. Every experienced trader has felt something like this at some point. Today the market feels different. I don't fully trust this move. Something doesn't feel right. These feelings do not appear randomly. They are built through constant observation of the market, through recognizing patterns, and through years of experience. Over time, the mind slowly learns to detect the market's subtle behaviors, and eventually, even without consciously thinking, you begin receiving internal signals. It's very similar to how a small child learns language. A child may not know grammar rules, but still somehow senses which sentence sounds correct and which one feels strange. Because the mind is quietly absorbing patterns in the background, trading intuition develops in the exact same way. But the problem begins when boredom makes us chase excitement instead. Our focus shifts away from understanding the market and moves towards simply doing something. We rapidly switch between charts, react to every small movement, and desperately search for trades without patience. And in that state, we stop observing the market deeply. When observation decreases, the subtle signals that strengthen our intuitions slowly begin to disappear, and gradually our gut feeling becomes weaker. The lesson gives a simple example. When the author first learned to drive a car, his entire focus was just on staying inside the lane. But after years of experience, he can now sense danger from a distance. Sometimes he can feel that another car may suddenly make a wrong move, or that the traffic flow feels unusual, and his mind reacts automatically before he even consciously thinks about it. That is real intuition. It is not magic. It is the result of deep observation and repeated experience. In trading, great traders do not just look at charts. They learn how to feel the market. As a trader, you must develop a few important habits. First, when the market becomes slow, do not label it as boring. See it as an opportunity to observe and learn, because many times, the greatest learning happens in calm markets. Second, do not completely ignore your gut feeling. Many times, it is the voice of thousands of hidden observations stored inside your mind. And third, if you spend all your time chasing excitement, you will slowly lose your ability to observe and feel deeply. And that ability could have become your greatest edge. Always remember, intuition is not created overnight. It is built through a calm mind, deep observation, and continuous experience. If you force trades just to escape boredom, then slowly you will weaken your own natural intuition. Friends, intuition only works properly when the mind is calm and focused. But when our attention keeps breaking again and again, our connection with the market also starts breaking, and then we fail to notice small shifts in the market, subtle changes in price behavior, and hidden changes in momentum. A distracted mind only sees noise, but a calm and trained mind notices the things that everyone else misses. Now let's understand this with a real-life example. Imagine you are a traffic police officer who observes the same road every single day. Slowly you become familiar with the normal patterns of that area. You know when traffic becomes heavy, where people usually make mistakes, and which kinds of movements look suspicious. Now imagine that one day, a car suddenly moves in an unusual way, or a driver tries to cleverly break the signal. You would probably sense immediately that something is wrong. But think about this. What if at that exact moment your attention was stuck on your phone, or your mind was distracted somewhere else? There's a very high chance that you would completely miss that small change, and that tiny missed detail could later become the reason for a major accident. Trading works in exactly the same way. When we remain constantly distracted, we never truly understand the patterns deeply that successful traders recognize so easily. Friends, this is exactly why a calm mind is considered so powerful in trading, because only when the mind is calm can we notice the subtle signals of the market. Those tiny changes that slowly hint whether the market is becoming strong, weak, or preparing for something unusual. As distractions decrease, our observation naturally becomes sharper, and gradually our mind starts noticing things that once felt completely invisible. An experienced trader does not just watch charts, they learn how to feel the rhythm of the market. Because over the years they have observed thousands of patterns, movements, and reactions. That is why they can often trust their gut feeling. And this is not magic or superstition, it is the result of deep observation. A skilled trader can understand even the slow and subtle signals of the market that most people never even notice. Friends, the author explains that this is exactly why many professional traders today use techniques like biofeedback. Biofeedback is a training tool that helps you understand how your mind and body react during stress and pressure. And most importantly, it teaches you how to regulate yourself. In other words, when emotions start rising, when anxiety or frustration begin taking control, biofeedback helps you bring your mind back into a calm state. Some biofeedback devices are so portable that traders even use them during live trading sessions. Some traders minimize the screen and simply listen to sound feedback, so they can continuously monitor whether their stress level is rising or staying under control. There are many such tools available in the market. But according to the lesson, the most important thing is not the device itself. The most important thing is choosing a method that feels simple, practical, and naturally comfortable for you. Dr. Brett Steenbarger says that if he had to choose only one psychological tool, he would choose biofeedback. Because it doesn't just teach emotional control, it repeatedly trains you to return to your best performance state. Now let's understand this with a trading example. Imagine you have already taken 3 consecutive losing trades. Now your mind is filled with frustration, fear, and anger. In this situation, most traders start reacting emotionally. Some begin revenge trading, some take entries without proper setups, and some suddenly increase their position size far beyond what is reasonable. Slowly, trading stops becoming a logical process and turns into an emotional reaction. But if you have trained your mind, if you have learned how to pause, how to breathe deeply, and how to mentally recenter yourself, then the entire situation can change. Instead of getting carried away by emotions, you begin observing yourself. You stop seeing losses as panic and start seeing them as information. You begin asking questions like, has the market condition changed? Did I break my rules? Should I step away for a while? And this mindset creates the difference between an emotional trader and a professional trader. Friends, if you truly want to become a professional trader, then do not focus only on charts and indicators. Learn to understand the language of your mind and body as well. Because in the end, the trader who makes the best decisions is usually the one whose mind is the calmest, clearest, and most centered. Professional traders understand this deeply. Just like an athlete trains their body every single day, a successful trader trains and conditions their mind every single day. Dr. Brett Steenbarger says that before you start trading every morning, you should spend just 5 to 10 minutes calming and centering your mind. And the best part is, this practice is very simple. Just sit in a comfortable place, close your eyes, and for a few minutes, focus on slow, deep, rhythmic breathing. With every breath, allow your mind to become a little calmer. If you want, you can play some soft, relaxing music, or imagine yourself in a peaceful place, a state where your mind feels completely relaxed, but at the same time, super alert, aware and focused. And when you practice this daily, your mind slowly starts learning it like a skill. Then even during stressful moments, just taking a few deep breaths can help you calm yourself down very quickly. Now think about how powerful this can be in trading. The market suddenly starts moving fast, or your trade begins going against you. Most traders panic. Some take impulsive entries, some exit too early without confirmation, and some start revenge trading emotionally. But when your mind is trained, even in those high-pressure moments, you're able to stay stable. You don't react, you observe. And that's what leads to better decisions. Just like you study charts to identify opportunities in the market, mental preparation is equally important, so that when the right moment comes, you can execute your ideas with discipline. Dr. Brett Steenbarger also shares another important insight. If trading becomes your biggest source of excitement, then very soon you'll start moving toward overtrading, because your focus will no longer be on quality trades. It will become about constantly needing action, and slowly, that leads to losses and frustration. The solution is to build the right environment and mindset around yourself. First, connect with disciplined traders. Traders who value the process, who truly understand patience and discipline. Discuss ideas with them, share market perspectives, and create a healthy learning environment. This keeps your mind engaged in the right way. The second important thing is building a strong daily routine. Studying charts, maintaining a trade journal, taking notes, researching market themes. All these things help direct your trading energy productively. Now let's understand this with a real-life example. Imagine the market is very slow today. Low volume, no strong setups, and no real clarity in the market. Slowly you start feeling bored, and just to escape that boredom, you take a trade that's completely outside your rules. Friends, when the market is slow, don't just sit there feeding the boredom. Use that time for growth. Analyze higher time frames. Observe other markets like forex or commodities. Review your old trades, or simply work on your mindset. Dr. Brett Steenbarger says that for a dedicated trader, there is always something to learn. So if you truly want to become a professional trader, don't just learn how to read charts. Learn how to understand the patterns of your own mind as well. Because many times overtrading is not just a mistake. It's actually a signal that your mind hasn't learned how to handle boredom properly. So don't run away from boredom. Learn to handle it with discipline, awareness, and curiosity. And always remember, the trader who learns to control himself slowly becomes the trader who can master the market too. So friends, the biggest lesson from today's session is this. Successful trading is not just about strategies or indicators. The real difference is made by the trader's mindset. A trader who can stay calm under pressure, who can remain disciplined even during boring market conditions, and who makes decisions with clarity instead of emotions. Always remember, before you can master the market, you first have to master yourself. When your mind is calm, focused, and balanced, your trading slowly starts improving as well. I hope today's lesson adds real value to your trading journey. And if you enjoyed this video or learned something useful from it, make sure to hit the like button. And for more powerful lessons on trading psychology, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next lesson. Until then, keep learning, stay disciplined, and keep strengthening your mind.